The fact that the Diane Sawyer's story clarified pronouns and preferred names, that was something that hadn't been done before. So it was really a switch in the way media sees trans people and reports on trans people, and it feels like that's continuing.
But contrary to popular belief, the internet did not break. Social media did not crash to the point of sending us all back to smoke signals. But it certainly does seem that way to some, as former Olympic gold medalist Bruce Jenner came out to the world as Caitlyn in a front-page photo spread that saw a new Twitter record set and maybe one of the most masterful media and marketing plans ever undertaken. So let's get to it with the Mediaite columnist, co-host of the Daily Wrap here on the Newsmax network every weeknight, Joe Concha, and contributor for the Media Research Center, Dan Joseph. Gentlemen, let's get started. And I'll tell you what, Joe, I'm going to start with you on this one because it did just absolutely set social media on fire, and the media itself, the mainstream media, all seem to be, as we have seen, going with she instead of he. They're getting the pronouns right, so it does show a little bit of a change in covering transgenders.
Absolutely, Ed. And here's the thing. Caitlyn Jenner, it's taking a little while for me to get used to that, but Caitlyn Jenner got more Twitter followers in his first 4 hours, or her first 4 hours, see, I am having trouble saying this, than the President of the United States. Think about that. I mean, he set these records. And in the world of Kardashians, where he was on a reality show there, he was getting less and less airtime. And this is the ultimate rebranding. Now he gets his own reality show, multi-million-dollar contract. I said he again. She gets her own multi-million-dollar contract. And that show will do huge, huge ratings. Of course, she had to change her gender. But at the same time, I've never seen anything like this before in terms of the attention that the former gold medalist is getting.
Well, that's interesting. And Dan, I'll tell you what Joe's just done is a lot of what many people are doing today, and they're still saying he instead of her because it is still so fresh in the minds of many of us. I mean, look, he's 65 years old. We've known Bruce Jenner as Bruce now for our entire lives. But there are people out there, specifically in social media, the Twitter sphere, who if you even one time slip and say he, they are assailing people on this. I mean, it is almost becoming a political correctness check across the board.
Sure, and it is a PR campaign, but at the same time, it's something completely different. With all this attention, all the attention it's getting on social media, the reason why it's getting all this attention is it's still kind of a freak show. Most Americans just kind of want to see what this is like. They don't necessarily like it. Even the people who know, and who say, oh, I accept transgender people, they look at it like, this is still pretty creepy. So, yes, you're going to get the Velvet Mafia out there. They're going to try to shame people the same way they did with gay marriage, try to make everybody accept it. I don't think we're at that point yet, even with such a high-profile guy like Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner or whatever you want to call it.
That's exactly it. And you've even just said it because you talked about freak show and being creepy. Let's be honest here. To some people, it is just that. But you can't get away with saying that right now because there are people who will assail you for it.
Most Americans have never met anybody who is transgendered or who has had a sex change. It's going to take a while for that to happen, and pushing it down people's throats is not the right way to do it, even if it's on a reality TV show, which I think lowers it a little bit. I think it makes it a little less important, a little less serious.
Joe, I think that's fair to say with everybody here.
I don't know if I could go creepy, guys, Ed. Yeah, Ed, I don't know if I could go creepy. I mean, I hope I look that good at 65. I mean, I don't know about you, Dan, but that Vanity Fair cover, I know this is kind of weird to talk about, but at 65, whatever gender I am, I'm pretty sure I'll stay a guy. I got a kid, I got another one on the way, but that was one hell of a picture. I mean, she looks
doing
good.
That. Even if they have the airbrush it, all the plastic surgery that
airbrushing
she has had. I mean, there are lots of ways you can. I mean, and look, they can still make Madonna look good on covers of magazines, and they can make Bruce Jenner look good.
Oh, wait a minute. Now you're going a little too far here. We have to be able to pull back to some reality here for a moment. I only got 60 seconds left. And to Dan, to you on this one, we spend now more than 8 hours a day consuming media. So this is exactly what they knew was going to happen. They know it's going to work. They know it's going to drive people to the reality show. This is what the media sphere wants these days. They love these stories.
And I saw that poll, and what surprised me the most about that poll is that even though we're increasing the amount of internet time we use, which I spend more probably 8 hours on the internet every day, it's still TV that dominates. And I was shocked by that. I would think that most people spend more time online than on television, but I guess maybe we don't understand the medium as much as we think we do. maybe that's why reality TV is still so big.
Hey, Joe, I got about 30 seconds left, but
Yeah.
would you be shocked at all if that reality show with Caitlyn does not get monstrous numbers from here on out?
Oh, it certainly will at first, when the curiosity factor is still there. But then moving forward, you're actually going to have storylines. So we'll have to see about that. But E is already getting their money's worth, certainly. And just that point on that poll real quick, I know we're almost out of time. TV still dominates because HD TV and big TVs are getting cheaper and cheaper, and you still can't beat that experience in a living room, 60, 70-inch television, and the HD that it provides. So watching things on a
But
phone,
we still
that's
sit
one
at our
thing.
desks
It's
all
another
day,
thing
at
at
least
home.
I do, and go on the internet. So that's kind of what I'm comparing it to, and maybe it's because I live in a bubble.
And
so
we got to end it there with the bubble that Dan Joseph is
Bubble
in and
boy.
the bubble that Joe Concha is in. Joe Concha, the Daily Wrap weeknights here on Newsmax at 7 p.m. Eastern. Dan Joseph, thanks a lot. Gentlemen, appreciate your time. Coming up next, right here on the Hard Line, bladder busted. And that's the FIFA guy next.